Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ride with Lance. And today we have a new bike. And before I reveal what it is, if you can't tell by the picture, it was a bike that I really wanted to get because I wanted to do some mountain biking. So, what is the bike that I have? Well, here it is. It's the Velotric Summit 1, the EMTB. Now, what I wanted to do with this bike, or what I am doing with this bike, and I've already started, is I wanted to kind of make like a hybrid. Something that I'd be comfortable riding off-road, not taken away from its off-road abilities, but also something that I could just use as a nice cruiser for a relaxing ride down a bike path like this. So I've already begun to modify it from its stock version. And what I've done so far is I got rid of the stock handlebars and put the bars I like. It's got a 3.5-inch rise on it, bringing it up a little. The stock bars it definitely puts you in the mountain bike position. And I can understand why, because if people are going to get this just strictly for mountain biking, then that's probably the position they'd want to be in. But because I want to use this as also just like an everyday cruiser, if I wanted to, I had to bring those handlebars up. And from the way it feels right now, it feels better, but I may have to put a little more rise in the stem just to get these a little higher, because I am still putting a lot of pressure on my hands, on the palms of my hands, from leaning forward. But the other thing I did is I put my Sun Tour suspension seat posts on it with my Cloud 9 seat. Now, doing that, it basically eliminated the tail light, because the tail light is integrated into the electronics. So it's got the power cable to it running up through the frame. But if I use this more for off-road, or I don't really ride at night anyways, so I figured, if I'm going to do off-roading, I'm not going to have the headlight. I took the headlight off. I'm not going to have the brake light, tail light, and I rarely ride at night. But we're gonna give it a shot. This is actually my first ride of this. So you're all seeing it for the first time too. You're experiencing it with me for the first time too. And it is a very nimble bike. Very nimble. It rides real easy, even with no power. It rides like a normal bike. I know a lot of people say, oh, you feel the weight. Well, maybe you would if you're on a mountain bike trail. But on a bike path, if you're just trying to ride it as a bike, you really don't feel that weight. It feels just like a normal bike. Now, I'm not going to bore you with a lot of specs, but it is a 750 watt motor. It peaks at, I believe it's 1300 watts, and it's got a 48 volt 14 amp hour battery. I'll get off up here in a little while and give you an overview of the bike. All right, so I just realized I didn't pull over and show you what I did to the bike. So this is the Velotric Summit 1. First thing I did was I removed the handlebars and I put these on. You can see it's got a 3-inch rise here. Still, just as the width is the same as what came with it, but the ones that came with it were way down here. So I'm going to have to find something to raise this up a little more, because I think I just need a little more. And the other thing I did was put the Sun Tour suspension seat post on with my Cloud9 seat. Makes a huge difference, especially with the type of riding I think I'm going to be doing. I did take, well, in doing so, can no longer have a tail light because the wiring is in here, came up the original through the tube and into the light. So there's no room to do it there with the suspension. The other thing I did is I left the headlight off because I don't plan on doing any night riding. I like the look of it this way much better. It's just much more clean. And eventually I will take the kickstand off just to reduce noise because I don't like a noisy bike. All right, get back to that ride. It's got 120 millimeter front forks made for off-road. So that's nice. And it comes with Shimano brakes, front and rear, 180 millimeter hydraulic, and an 8-speed Shimano shifter. It's an Alta shifter. But let's move down this trail and see how this baby rides. Yeah, I did put flat out in the tires because these aren't tubeless tires, and I don't think they're tubeless ready. So I did put flat out in it just for some peace of mind. Got my little off-road thing here. Let me try its first off-road offering here. Just go down. Through the tree. Up the hill. Nice. Now I do still have the kickstand on it. So when I get up here and I do some trails that are on the side of this, you might hear some clunk, clunk, clunk. And I'm sure that will be the kickstand flopping around. But I will be taking that off after this ride. Because one thing I don't like when I'm trail riding is a noisy bike. And this bike is actually really quiet, even with the knobby tires. I hear the air rushing through my ears more than I hear the bike. I hear a little squeak from the springs in my seat, but that's about it. Let's see how the motor sounds. The motor is really quiet. I think it is even more quiet than the Velotric Discover 2. This is just, yeah, it's really nice. You're not going to scare anybody on this bike coming up behind him, hearing a motor wind up. It does have a bell, the kind I like. No electronic bells that make people think that a motorcycle cop is pulling them over with that. But let's get down this trail some and see how it does. All right, here it is. The Velotric Summit 1. In my favorite color too, blue. Yeah, so far it's riding really nice. I haven't taken it really off-road yet. But like I said too, I think I still need to raise the handlebars up a bit. I'm still just a little too hunched over. Anyways, let's get some speed up. Safely, of course. One thing I will make note about is you cannot see the display with polarized sunglasses. I kind of have to look to the edge to see. So that's something I got to figure out, because I know on the Velotric Discover 2 that's not an issue. So Velotric, if there's some type of coating you can put on display, put it on, because I believe most people ride with polarized sunglasses. All right, now I'm on throttle only. And you know, this first ride, it's not going to be like your regular review. I'm not, like I said, I'm not getting into all the specs of everything, all the nitty-gritty. There's been plenty of videos made about the specs of this. Some do riding afterwards. I'm just doing the riding in the beginning, in the middle, and the end. Let you know my thoughts about the rider experience. Like the Discover 2, this has 3 levels. Not mistaking them for the PAS levels, but 3 levels. You have Trail, Eco, and Boost. And I am riding in Boost. Just cruising along. Looks like I'm doing 13 miles an hour, 12 miles an hour. Of course, it's a lot more nimble than the fat tires, but still, there's nothing like a nice fat tire cruiser. It just can't do what this will be capable of. Now, this is not going to be my everyday bike. This is going to be the bike I use when I want to do some trail riding. Just want to be comfortable getting to those trails. So that's why I'm trying to make it like a hybrid cruiser trail bike, capable of the rough stuff. So this bike and battery have IPEX ratings, just like the Velotric Discover 2. I'm not going to take it in a pool this time. Been there, done that. What else? It has Apple Find Me. Kind of screws over those people that have Android phones. So I hope they come up with some type of fix for that. Seems kind of odd they would just only do it for one type of phone and not all types. Not everybody carries Apple. I'm one of those. I have Android, so it's kind of useless for me, but it does have a connection that you can, an app that you can connect to go through, make all your adjustments if you rather do it that way. But the menu interface on this is really easy. One of the better ones I saw. You don't have to do multiple push buttons, trying to figure out some type of code. It spells it out pretty basic in there. Like I said, I went in there, unlocked it to its max speed, which says 28, but I saw 29 a little earlier when I was going faster. I think I may have to get a new comfort seat too. I think I've worn this one out. I've been using it for like a year and a half now. I think the padding is kind of gone on it, but it's a lot more comfortable than the seat that came with this. Now, for mountain bikers who are probably used to it, it'd probably be fine. But for those of us who just want to do some cruising, want to sit upright, you need more of a comfort seat. A little wider, a little more pad, a little more spring. All right, we're coming up to an area up here where I do a little off-roading. I may not do the whole trail like I do, because last time I went through there, I was picking stickers out of my socks and my legs for a couple days. All right, let's go. So far, so good. Feels good on the turns. Yeah, feels pretty nimble. Didn't get any tire slide. Took that nicely. Yeah. Love it, love it, love it. Try just doing a little throttle through here. Getting through some tighter stuff here. Yeah, I like the power delivery in the PAS level. It's not jerky. Now this is a torque sensor, so you don't get that, but it was smooth power delivery coming out of those turns when I start pedaling. No surprises. I think this will be a nice trail rider, you know, for stuff like this. Like I said, I'm not going to be one of those ones who wants to really fly through the trail. How fast can I go? Find jumps, hit jumps. That's not the kind of riding I want to do. This is the kind of riding I want to do. And I think this bike so far, and the X-Peak, is perfect for this type of riding. And if you're interested in learning more about this Velotric Summit 1 electric mountain bike, a real electric mountain bike, I'll have a link in the description. They'll take you to it so you can look at it and research it yourself. Get more information on it that I didn't provide here. And of course, there is a discount code if you decide to buy. It's always great to get a little money off, right? But let's see if we can find another trail we can try it on. Because I know now that for riding on the street, I'm still gonna have to raise these bars up. So I'm gonna have to get the spacers that go up here to lift this up some more. I'm thinking maybe another inch. I don't want to go too high because then the front end starts feeling a little weird. And this is the first time I've ridden a bike that has the Shimano brakes on them, and they actually feel really nice. They feel better than the Tektros. Okay, let's listen for the bike noise. I hear the kickstand bouncing around. Yeah, I like it. Not much. I think once I take that kickstand off, there'll be less noise the way I like it. Off the rock. Yeah. I could see I'm going to be having some fun with this. Take you all I can't talk. Take you all on some nice adventures. Now I will feel a little more comfortable going up into the redwoods up in Santa Cruz, where there is a ton of mountain biking. But I want it more for riding in the redwoods, riding under those gigantic redwood trees. I want to show you all that. I think you'll like it, enjoy it. Do some adventure riding. All right, so we are gonna point it towards home. And I think this first ride is a pretty good success. Just need to do a few more tweaks to it. And I'll let you know when I do how it turns out, how it feels, if it feels better. So if you're also one who's considering, like, I want a bike that's worthy in the dirt, more of a mountain bike for the dirt, but I also want to use it as a cruiser, you know, through your neighborhood, down by the beach, slow riding, just enjoying the outdoors. Stay tuned, because that's my intention on how I will get this modified to achieve that. All right, well, you all have a great day, a great week, a great ride, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.